Hello everybody, it's Brian for GadgetUnit.com, and today I'll be taking a look at the Trident case Kraken A.M.S series for the iPad 2. This case, at least at the time of doing this video, is priced at $69.95 from TridentCase.com. I would also like to thank them for sending this over to me for review. This case itself is available in a number of different colors from their website. Now, I will talk to you more about what A.M.S is in a minute, but there is a non-A.M.S version, also from the same website, for the same price of $69.95 each. So this case is made to be a very protective case for your Apple iPad. So this particular model is for the iPad 2. As you can see, it is definitely protective, and it is going to add a little bit of bulk to your iPad 2. Here's a quick look at the packaging. If you are interested in that, no extras included, so no screen protector or even a cloth of any kind. So it would have been nice to see a little something, maybe a Trident sticker or just some sort of extra would have been kind of nice to see. The case itself is made of a number of different materials, so we have a hard polycarbonate shell, as you see around the bezel where your display will be, and the majority of the back. Now there's also silicone involved, so that's what you will slip your iPad 2 into first. And there's also an integrated screen protector, as you can see here. It's been sitting for a while though, I've been really behind on videos. So let me go ahead and take the case apart to show you how that process works, and then I'll go ahead and show you the installation process. It's pretty straightforward overall. It's not the most easiest case to remove though, so it will take a little bit of time. Now that I finally removed the front piece, as you can see here, it's pretty thin. The screen protector itself will add actually a little bit of a gap between your display and the screen shield itself. So that might be a little bit annoying to you who type a lot on your display. Here is the silicone itself. It's thick and very strong stuff, so you wouldn't really need to worry about this deteriorating over time or anything like that. And here we have our rear polycarbonate shell. On the back of the polycarbonate shell, you can see this opening where the Apple logo would typically be. This is called the A.M.S, or Adaptive Modular System, allowing you to get other accessories that can sort of snap itself into this port, and you could use something such as a stand thanks to this opening. Now, at least in my case, I don't really like this, because if you don't use any of those accessories, then this is just going to be exposing your Apple logo on the back of your iPad. So for me, I would rather have received the non-A.M.S version, but anyway, let me go ahead and show you the installation process. Here we have a piece of silicone. This is so you can cover up your headphone jack if you would like. Looks as though it was actually ripped off from the silicone itself. So that is one thing I suppose you guys should be aware of. Anyway, here is the iPad 2. I'm going to go ahead and slip that into the silicone portion first. Since we're dealing with silicone, nothing's too tough to work with in this case. Just have to work around all of the edges until the case is fully enclosed over the iPad. And there we go. Now for the silicone piece itself, here we have a little cover for your home button. Works just fine. On the right side we have a cover for your switch and two volume up and down covers. They are very clicky and responsive, which is nice. The same goes for the power button cover. Very clicky. There's also a nice cutout for your rear facing camera. Of course, here we have the opening for your Apple logo. Speaker opening towards the bottom. We have a cover for your 30-pin dock connector. And there would have been a silicone thing here for your headphone jack, but obviously that was ripped off somehow. Here we have the top microphone opening. Now we need to go ahead and take our polycarbonate shell and install the silicone case into it. I usually start with the right side because that's where your openings and button covers will be. So it's typically best to start with that side first. Need to make sure that the button covers are fully pressed through the cutout on the back of the polycarbonate shell. And the back shell is now installed. Now we need to take our front cover and put that into place. There are several different points of contact that are used to keep the front cover securely into place onto the back cover. And just like that, we are completed. Just need to make sure that the home button sticks through the front cover. And now the installation has been completed. If you're interested in the bulk that it adds to your device, here is the thickness of the case with the iPad 2 installed. So it does add a noticeable amount of bulk to your device, but if you're interested in purchasing this case, then you are probably already aware of the bulk that will be added, because these types of cases are always a bit bulky. Here is the power button once again. That works just fine, no issues there. Power button is completely exposed thanks to the cover, of course. Here's what the back looks like, and of course, since we do have the A.M.S version, the Apple logo is completely exposed until you get some sort of accessory to fill this opening. We have some silicone pieces here on the side that are exposed, so you get a little bit of extra grip if you're holding this as sort of a book mode like this. In the bottom right, we have an opening for your speaker. Now, this will actually decrease the volume output from the rear-facing speaker, so that's one thing to note. At the top, we actually have a cutout for your front-facing camera, as well as the various sensors that are located in that same area. Now, the case itself is very durable. I can easily drop this onto the ground from about, I don't know, probably about 5 feet or so without feeling any worried at all. So in terms of protection, this will definitely give you quite a bit. Of course, you won't get very much for the front, but we do have that integrated screen protector, like I mentioned earlier. Also, as I mentioned earlier, there's just a little bit of a gap between the screen protector itself and the display of your iPad, so you will be able to feel a little bit of extra movement when you are pushing down onto the integrated screen protector. I also have an anti-glare screen protector already installed onto the iPad, and there's still a gap in between the two, just a very minor one, so that is one thing to note. So overall, I'm quite satisfied with the Kraken case by Trident Cases. It's obviously very protective for your device, so if that's something that you want in your case, then this is definitely one to look at. At $70 though, it's definitely a bit pricey, but they do have a number of nice color options that might appeal to you a little bit more, so it might justify that price a bit, but for me, that price is just a bit too much. I would rather have seen $49.95 as the price instead of $69.95. But the case itself is just fine. It does what it's supposed to do. It's very protective. It's not as ugly as many of the other alternatives. So there you go. If you have any comments, questions, or feedback about this or anything else, feel free to leave those down below in the comments area. But that's it with this video. So thanks a lot for watching, and I'll talk to you all very soon.